If I share the 10-year history, all of you will leave, so I'll be merciful. Anyhow, 10 years ago, happy birthday, BizStarts. I would lead the birthday show, but you don't want me singing. So anyhow, 10 years ago at Discovery World, we launched BizStarts to start an entrepreneurial economy in southeast Wisconsin. And one of the reporters at the time said, "Why are you doing that?" And I said, well, Wisconsin is the 49th in the nation for startups. And that's where most jobs come from. So somebody has to do something. So we did it to create an entrepreneurial economy, number one. Number two, at the time, colleges and universities really didn't focus on entrepreneurship. It really wasn't a big part of their curriculum. Yet we knew a lot of students wanted to start companies. So we started encouraging colleges and universities. We ran a student business contest to get them talking about it and talking about businesses for young students. And lastly, we did it to help companies get started. People who are entrepreneurs had a place to go to get a company started. Well, 10 years later, I think everyone in this room can agree that our economy in southeast Wisconsin is entrepreneurial on steroids, isn't it? Every week you read about another startup, another organization promoting startups. Next week we start Startup Week. Where's Matt Cordio? I can't see you. Matt, would you stand up? Matt Cordio. Matt, stand up. He's the guy behind Startup Week. It's going on steroids. So really what's happening, it's an exciting time in our community. And all I can say is when it comes to our goal of creating an entrepreneurial economy, mission accomplished. Something else has happened in the last 10 years. Every major college and university in southeast Wisconsin has programs for their students now on entrepreneurship. Some are building entrepreneurship centers. It's hard to imagine a school today that doesn't have entrepreneurship as an important part of their curriculum. We don't even have to do our student business contests anymore. So 10 years later, I can honestly say, mission accomplished. Now, one of the traditions we started back in '08 is to honor the greats who have started companies. You know, you have a baseball Hall of Fame, you have a rock and roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, you have the National Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. You always honor the greats because they become role models forever. Here's a list of some of the, if you could roll this ahead, to some of the entrepreneurs we've been honoring over the last few years, and you can see the people who have contributed to these are people we've honored. People that would be our household names. Back that up again. You'll see those names that really are people who we've honored, and people like Roy Ryman, Jim Lindenberg, people who started great companies and created great jobs for their fellow citizens. They took the crazy risk of starting a business, their own personal capital at risk, and created jobs for their fellow citizens. Now, one area that has to be addressed, and that is, as Elizabeth mentioned, small business entrepreneurs. You know, when we started back in '08, we focused on the high growth, otherwise known as gazelles, the high-tech companies. In 2014, we pivoted and we opened our doors to all small business entrepreneurs. Why? Because these are small business entrepreneurs starting restaurants, coffee shops, little contracting businesses, electricians, plumbers. They've never had a place to go for free help that gives them what they need, the tools to succeed in business. So they're not as glamorous, but guess what? Most Americans work for small business enterprises that are family owned. So we've really hit the sweet spot. So anywhere across this community, now there's a place for them to go to get help if they want to grow a business. They can get a coach, they can get hand-holding, they get connections to the resources they need to succeed. So, we're doing our part to improve the ranking of Milwaukee and make this a vibrant community for entrepreneurs and new businesses. So when you leave here tonight, you don't have to go through neighborhoods are boarded up anymore. You're starting to see new businesses happening. It's happening. So, tonight we now honor those who have gone before us, created world-class businesses right here in this community, And we're saying you belong in a Hall of Fame, and that BizStarts Hall of Fame will be located on the UWM campus, and it's going to be an exciting place where people can come from all over the state to see who are the people responsible for this region.